McWethy! Not down, and then the cross up!
And let me he was so close to level 3! I totally understand. Great, it's no way! Sienna looking like an absolute unit.
Final pixel.
Oh, dog into the hands confirmed.
The new world champion, it's Jen!
So I grew up kind of in the arcade. When I was 6 years old was when I first started fighting game. I still remember Street Fighter 2, and then I proceeded to play on King of Fighters, Street Fighter Third Strike, Street Fighter EX2 Plus in the arcade. I still remember I have a master who taught me how to play fighting games. It was Third Strike at that time. Everything till now still remains on my mind greatly. You know, I only call him a black shirt, and until today I don't know who he was. He taught me how to do the parry stage for level 1 to 6 for the Sean. He taught me how to do a down parry, you know. So until today, actually, I just try to find him sometimes. Like I try to talk about it, but I don't know if he actually still play fighting. He was pretty decent. He was one of the better players there. I think when I go to the arcade, the thing that really hooks me is just getting the high score and just standing to see anyone try to break it feels great. Or can just challenge people to make my game a little longer. So all this kind is, to me, I came to a realization that it just gives me a satisfaction that kind of fills up my inner heart, I guess, that I'm actually a bit competitive.
So he's in the winner's bracket along with Shen from Singapore.
Woo!
Who won the DreamHack Singapore qualifier to be here.
At that tournament, I felt very comfortable because I was playing Dowsim. I felt like a lot of people doesn't know the matchup, and I was doing pretty well. And one of the biggest lessons I learned from fighting game was during there, because I played against Ryan Hart. I still remember he came, you know, we played a lot of casuals right before the top 4. I didn't think much about it during that time, but I beat him pretty bad in the casuals. Before the grand finals, when we fought, he was a complete different beast.
Ryan Hart has to win 2 sets of 3 out of 5 because he's in the loser's bracket. Sian only has to win 1 set of 3 out of 5.
So this is it, right?
This is it.
He bought me from the losers, and then he reset the tournament.
Dangerous. Oh no, that's it.
Uh-oh.
Almost.
Uh-oh.
Oh
There we
no,
go.
throws out his super by mistake, that's it. Ryan Hart takes the first set. Let's hear it for Ryan Hart.
I didn't think much during that time, but I felt a bit stupid, you know, to let go of all my cards during the casuals, you know, just right before the top 4. It was like almost just right before, you know. So from there, I became a little bit, you know, you just learn as you go.
Sweden and for Singapore. Everybody at home has got to be going nuts back in Singapore. Oh
never
no! Ryan Hart takes it! The prodigal son!
We have
That's it! That's
my
it!
heart just
Give it up
for your
the
winner
prodigal
of
son!
DreamHack Winter 2009!
I was so very young and I just want to play the game during that time, so I learned something, you know, and I think that's a great lesson for me, and I appreciate like all the, so until today I know a lot of old school techniques, you know, like in game and out of game, you know, so that's how I grew up from the scene.
I happened to see videos of gameplay which happens to have Sian in there. I didn't know that he's actually Singaporean. And I mean, what are the odds? It made me want to do something because I felt that he has the quality to go far.
He was one of the first guy that I met. I met a lot of people during the time when I wanted to YOLO my journey to fighting games. So I knew that I didn't want a job because I went to work for like 1 to 2 years before I start traveling. And I knew that every day, if I go to the arcade, if it opens at 10 a.m., I woke up at 8 a.m. But when it comes to work, it was 9:30, but I'm always there at 9:32. Like I could never be on time. So that's where I realized that I really wanted to go down this journey. So I approached a lot of people to see how I can, you know, make this sustainable. So from that point, I meet people. I just want to see if I could get a sponsor, just by socializing and talking to people. And Len was he was the greatest, I have to say, during that time. Before I met cameraman, he was also the greatest, because when I talked to him, he actually kind of offered me travel opportunities. He didn't know who I am back then. He only know I'm one of the best in the arcade, and I'm very young. And he sponsored me a total, I still remember, about 20 to 30,000 a year until I won Evo. It was over a 3-year span until after I won Evo, he told me that, you should find a real sponsor, because this is a friendship sponsor, and I think you really achieve more than what you need, to find something which match up with your value or what you should be doing, a real career. Because during my time, it was impossible. But after winning Evo, everything went from impossible to possible. So cameraman was a very interesting guy. He's just a guy who sponsored a bit of money here and there for tournaments, for the community. And he would sometimes fly me out, one or twice, to Australia, to just to play tournaments and stuff. He also set up a LAN shop called Tough Cookie Gaming Cafe for me, just to play and train there every day. This also another ridiculous guy. He taught me how to do video editing. He taught me a lot of things, in my life up to today that I can apply, not just only in games. So these two guys has been, LAN and cameraman, is one of the most important people to why I succeed. I would say how I get to this journey up to today. So I remember very clearly the route of how I actually get to win the Evo. The first major that I won was in Canada Cup. And surprisingly, it came out to be a big breakthrough for me. I still remember I beat Qiddiya.
Down to the corner so that he can't whip out that HD combo.
He gets it.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I beat Bonchan.
To get baited by that frame trap.
Yep. Oh, tried to bulldog his way through the fireball. Oh, double KO. He went air to air and it didn't work out for him.
And Shin is going to take it.
Margo in the grand final.
That's the first time that he used the flame kick. That's going to be... No, this isn't going to be it. Wait,
Ultra,
this is
he's
going to be
do
very,
as much
close.
damage as he can.
And
Not going to kill. Not going to kill.
He's going to wake up with 14 seconds.
And he's got it! Shin is your Canada Cup 2012 champion. Shin has won this major with Gen, and he has been tackled to the floor by Z.
I beat a lot of people. The hunger was insane. And that was my first tournament leading to win, followed by, Texas Showdown, followed by, I went to stay at Justin's place for a month. And we both traveled and we win Texas Showdown, and I think I won SCR, NCR, and like few tournaments during that time before Evo, or second or first place, most of it. And it leads up to a very good momentum for Evo, and that's how my whole journey of that 7 months happened. So thinking back about it, every single detail was still greatly inside my mind.
All right, well, welcome to Evolution 2013. It's time to get this show started.
During that Evo, I still remember I qualified not only for Street Fighter, also for King of Fighters top 8. And to me, that was a life-changing opportunity. I played against Qiddiya a few times, and I played against Sako. I knew that I had a chance, to make it to the champion.
I mean, Shin obviously he's a favorite. He's got to be a favorite to finish at least top 3 in this tournament. He's been dominating circuits around the world.
Evo during that time is the biggest tournament, like it's so grand, like nobody could ever, no tournaments are even near that scale. So it's very crazy of a dream. It's a dream for people to win it. It's also my dream that I could even step up right there. So I tell myself, I have to win at least for one of the games. So I tried really hard.
Final pixel. Oh, target of the hands confirmed.
Shin has taken it.
Representing Mad Cats, the new world champion, it's Shin! Look at that smile on his face.
Speechless, I felt so good during the time when I won. It was not even about the money, not about anything, not about fame. It's just a personal milestone getting achieved.
feeling, I mean, with this delay? Does it affect you in any sort of way? You and Daigo have sort of been waiting around and not being able to play, not being able to warm up.
Daigo has been a kind of a legend, since I know how to use the internet. Because actually I don't know who he is. I just saw the parry video from Evo. Until I start competing with him and start beating him and started to be, on the same stage with him. But I have to say I'm very disappointed to have a first to 10 with him, because at that point, I didn't play the game ever. After Evo, I went on to Gamescom, I went on to traveling around to shoot content, trying to look for a sponsor. I was at a point that I wanted to quit the game. When the invitation came for the first to 10, I was really excited. And I hop up, I pick up the game again and I played, I practiced, and I didn't know how impactful Daigo is. And I went on to play during the match, during the third game, I realized that he was extremely prepared for me. There's a bit of frustration, there's a bit of anger, there's also a bit of surprise. In my heart, I was, wow. When he was preparing a matchup, he prepared that much. I was impressed, but also a bit of frustration. Like, why am I going through this? I thought there's an end destination for what I'm doing, and I just, during that point from the third match, I just tried my best. I was like, oh man, he's too ready, not today, man. Today is not the day I could do anything to him.
The EX unblockable! Oh my god! The Evo champion has been eviscerated, castrated, humiliated, mutilated, hung out to dry. The old man has crumpled into the floor. Daigo with a W.
And after I lost the 10-0, I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh, damn, you're godlike, you're amazing, and it feels great, like to lose to somebody that I once idolized. I wasn't expecting something like this. The loss affected some opportunities. Everybody was desperately trying to get me a real sponsor, because imagine not being able to fly out ever again after winning Evo. Like, in my head I was thinking, oh, I achieved my milestone, maybe should I go back to study? Nah, there's no way I will go back to study after winning Evo, right? So, but I have no money, so I need to try to think of what I can move on. But a lot of help gathered for me, and Razer came by, and that changed everything. All my disappointment changed into a real dream come true. Razer was amazing. The opportunity gap was a contract I never seen in my life before. It's life-changing money for me, and I was so grateful, until today, that how they just spark up my career, from nothing, and Len was also very happy for me, that I move on. Until today, I still go and drink and sing with him just a few days ago, just to catch up the old times. People underestimated our relationship. So even though we don't contact as often, we still had a lot of great times talking about the past. My trophy is still at his office. That was how crazy it was. It was just good memories. I actually taught everybody in my scene for free. Basically, everybody that came to the shop, there are ridiculous people that came at 12 AM when I closed the shop, and try to ask me to teach. There are people that come at 3 PM, right from the way the shop is open, to just play with me and just pay $3 an hour, not even paying the full day rate and just walking off. There are all kinds of people. I also hold weekly tournaments, just for every game, getting up prize money, prize pool, just to, make the community feel happy, because at that point I just want to grow up the community, since I was getting everything from community. So I wanted to give back to the community and everybody that took care of me. So that was why I would keep, just doing this. There wasn't really a purpose. There wasn't really any intention, it's just, I just felt like doing it.